to my channel, and if you're new here, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by. Recently I uploaded a video about this brush here, this dupe version of the Artis brush, and if you're familiar with the Artis brush, or the sets in general, they have a really big one, and I'm going to show a picture right now. Alright, so that brush, they have a really big one that is used to do the overall whole foundation look, and it makes it go on smoothly, quickly, all that great stuff. Of course, I couldn't find a dupe version of that exact one. But what did happen the other day when I was at TJMaxx, I went hopping around from TJMaxx to Marshalls and stuff like that, and I believe I found this one at TJMaxx. But they're the same company. They are. If you can't find one at one place, usually you'll find it at another. And just a little quick tip, because I was reading a comment that Diamond left me last night, and she was saying I always find like all the good stuff at TJMaxx. This is my trick to TJMaxx. I go and I look through each individual thing, and they have these bowls too. I don't know if you ever see them when you go in the beauty section of this bowl. I literally go digging in there, and those are all the items that they can't hang up. So that's why I find, just a little tip, that's why I find a lot of those Butter London products. They're usually in that big bowl sitting right there, but they can't hang up on the things. So anyway, so on one of those expeditions, I found this joint. This is called the True Beauty. This is actually the box it comes in. It's called Pore Cleansing Brush. It says it's supposed to leave your skin feeling soft and smooth, easy grip, ergonomic design, fits comfortably in your hand. It's very true. I do agree on that notion. Gentle enough for everyday use. Yes, because these bristles are very soft. The only issue I have with this, what I'm about to use it for, it is difficult to clean out. Look at that bristles. Look at that. 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 Yes, did I just say it like that? Yes, I did. Because I've been obsessing over this brush now for the past 3 days since I got it. I've been wanting to do a video, but I wanted to test it out first to see how it went. If it went great, hey, you use it. If not, yeah. Love this brush for putting on liquid foundation. And today I'm going to test the half-face liquid and half-face cream, so I can kind of save time and you guys can see what this looks like, okay? But yeah, so, and of course it's supposed to clean and soften skin, helps unclog pores, gentle enough for everyday use. And this, literally when I saw this brush, I was like, yeah, if this doesn't scream dupe for that Artis brush, I don't know what does, because the bristles are different. They're not like those other facial circular brushes that you can use to exfoliate your face, or you just use to manually scrub. That's not the same bristles. These bristles are really soft. Very comparable to this one right here. So the only difference I would say with these two, why this one impressed me even way more than it did this one, this is very tight, so it has the tendency to feel like I'm tugging on my skin. So when I use this, I totally felt the difference, because this one is more, I don't know, it's just more round versus this is just a little bit more free. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's not so conformed and tight, and you can kind of see that in this right here, just having a close view, you know what I mean? It's just, so it's not going to tug on your skin as much. So I fell in love with this way more. So yeah, and I believe the price for this was $5.99. So let's get into this, because I want you guys to see how great this stuff works. I've already primed my skin. I use the Alba oil-free moisturizer first, and then I use this more specifically underneath my eyes and in these areas here, you know, for any fine lines activities. Alright, so first I'm going to use this RCMA No Color Powder. And I'm only doing that because I have oily skin. So if you don't have oily skin, you can skip this step. Alright, and of course I've already moisturized my lips as well with the Aqua 4. And I'm going to use the Ella Girl Pro Conceal in Yellow Corrector in Medium Beige to color correct under my eyes. And I'm going to be using this brush here from Wet n Wild. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree. I believe you can find these at Rite Aid. And I just liked how flat it was. I saw this at the Dollar Tree, and what can I use that for? I was like, you know what, I'm going to get it, and I'll figure out how to use it And this is the reason why I like color correcting. It just looks so much more natural than you trying to just pop some yellow underneath your eye just because you want to brighten it up. If you're going to do the yellow, I think you need to do it with another color correcting color to help neutralize whatever color you have going, issues you have going on underneath your eyes. I wouldn't just use the straight on yellow. I feel like it gives you a fake appearance. Versus this is brightens, but it still makes you look natural. Alright, and for today's example, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Smooth in 240 Golden Beige. I put the foundation right there, so I just like to try to dip a little bit of it in there so I get a little bit of product on. And I'm going to do this side first with the, no, I'm just doing my whole nose. Yeah. My favorite part, oh my gosh, the best thing ever. Oh, I just love how that just fits like right there. All right, second one, still a little bit more left on there. Your forehead, you don't really have to get a whole bunch of foundation up there because, you know, if, you know, you don't really have a whole bunch of issues there and your issues lie more in, you know, this area. All right, so this is side one. No makeup. All right, and then let's move on to the cream on this side. And so far, I have not tested this with cream. I've only done this with the liquid foundation, and I just loved it. All right, and I'm gonna be using this palette here from Measurable Difference. All right, so I've wiped off this brush. Let's get into it. I just like how like soft this is. So. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit more of this color on. And for that area, you don't have to use this brush. You can use, you know, something, go back to that Wet n Wild brush so you can really just gently, because this is really a gentle area anyway. So you really wanna be careful with it. Because some people really swell up right here. So you can't do that move right there. And then, you know, brush the rest down. And then I'm gonna contour the nose as well. So I'm gonna take a little bit of mixing these two colors here. Oh, perfect. See that? Perfection. Alright, and I just pretty much just wanted to show you how well this did. Of course, you can always put more cream foundation on if you want something heavier. I just prefer it nice and light. That's the cream side, the foundation side. Let's move on to setting. And I'm going to be using this e.l.f. brush that has been through a lot, along with the RCMA No Color Powder. This side looks nice and dry, so I'm not going to too much worry about trying to blend it. This side, since it's cream, I am going to blend it with my finger, and I'm just patting it on. And I will always recommend setting this first before going and using another powder. Because I had a bad experience with trying to use another powder to set this. And I'm just going to be using this palette here from Measurable Difference. And I'm going to be using this color just to set the under eye, just to brighten it up. I'm actually using it just to brighten it up a little bit more. Alright, and let's use this contour color. And then I'm going to use Tropea Almond to set this area, and I'm just going to be using this Eco Tools brush. And I like this powder because you need to have something in your collection that's your overall, some kind of pressed powder that's your overall color, because sometimes you might do too much and you need something to kind of like bring everything down back to normal. And then I'm going to use the Black Radiance Bronze Glow to just add just a little bit more color. Then I'm going to be using Milani Luminoso. It goes pretty with the eyeshadow that I have on. So you got kind of... And then I'm going to be using Hard Candy's bronzer in Hula Hula. Let's wipe this brush off before I use it. And I'm just squeezing this. I just love this color. Look at that. Go ahead and set your face. This is Hard Candy Fast and Fabulous. And see, you can't even tell the difference, right? Did I say how much I love the way this stuff smells? I love the way this stuff smells. I love the way it sets, and I love the way it sprays. It's like a nice misty spray. It's not a accidents happening on your face with splatters. This is Cherry Almond, and this is from Laura Geller. You can find cheaper Laura Geller products at TJMaxx and Marshalls. They sell like these cute little sets for like 30 bucks. So, and they're like 3 items in there, so you can just well get something like that. And I believe this is a liquid, yeah, this is a liquid lipstick, it's not a matte one. All right, so this is the end result here. And of course, I can't even tell the difference from the side with the foundation and the side with the cream contour. It turned out really nice and smooth, and what I loved about this is it helped to cut down that amount of time I'm spending on my foundation. Love it. Love, 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 especially with the liquid. So, because I've been doing this when I've been in a rush, but like I said, the only issue I have with this is when I'm cleaning it, that the foundation falls down into this area, so it makes it a little bit difficult to clean than my everyday brush. But then it kind of makes sense too now why Artis, why their brushes, the bristles are brown. I'm just saying, because if this is hard to clean, I know that brush is hard to clean. So, and it's much bigger than this, and the brushes are just, the bristles are just as tightly compacted as these. So it is what it is, but it goes on perfect. So I just kind of wanted to give that tip for anyone who's struggling to put their foundation on, and every time you put your foundation on you feel like you look heavy and cake face. I would say try this, and of course try less product. So especially if you have like a full coverage foundation, try less product. I mean, this honestly, to me, this equivalates to using a beauty blender or a Real Technique sponge. That's just how I feel. I would rather pick this up than pick up the Real Techniques, and I do own it. I just don't use it. I'm just lazy. I just don't want to get up and go and squeeze it and do all of that. And this right here has been a game changer for the past 3 days for me now. So I definitely wanted to share this tip. You can check it out, and I'm gonna see if I can find some extra ones because I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I'll see if I can find some extra ones, and I'll throw it in the giveaway that I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna see if I can find a link to this, and I'll also add it in the bottom in the description bar below. Alright, anyway, I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely make sure to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to click on this little picture here so you can receive updates whenever I upload a new video. And of course, feel free to comment. If you try this, let me know. Tag me in a picture or something on Instagram to show how flawless your foundation came out. I would love, love, love to see what it looks like. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by coming here, watching, and commenting. I really, really appreciate it. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.